Now I will preach the noble teaching of the Buddha. Silang Samadhi Banyacha Vimodija Anodara Anuboda Ime Dhamma Gautame Nayasasinam. Gautama Buddha, who is a true refuge for all Buddhists, fully practiced and personally experienced, the noblest, the loftiest, and the most dependable Dhammas, comprising Sila, morality, Samadhi, concentration, Panya, wisdom, and Vimodhi, deliverance. When he had thus practiced and discerned all that should be known, he preached the same for 45 years to Vinaya persons, those who can be instructed, so that they may, like himself, be delivered from all sufferings through practice of these dependable Dhammas. The Bodhisattva had 4 asankhya aeons and 100,000 world cycles ago, bowed at the feet of Dhamma Buddha to become a Sammasambuddha, Supreme Buddha. From that time onwards, the Bodhisattva had fulfilled the paramis, perfections of virtue, needed for Buddhahood, like dana, charity, sila, morality, and so on. 2,562 years ago, according to Western reckoning, in this world cycle, he became the son of King Suddhodana and Queen Maya. The king father gave the name of Siddhartha to his child, the Bodhisattva, at the age of 16. He was married to Yashoda Devi, daughter of King Buddha, and went on enjoying the delights of royalty. When he was 29 years of age, he came to realize the ills of old age, sickness and death, and renounced the world in order to find out for himself and others the Dhamma that can liberate one from old age, sickness and death. In his search for the Dhamma that frees one from old age, sickness and death, the Bodhisattva practiced under the sage Alara, who had attained the 7 mundane jhana states, trances, or states of mental absorption, and another sage Udaka, who had attained all the 8 mundane jhanic states, and himself attained soon the same 7 and 8 jhanic states respectively. But these jhanic states are incapable of freeing one from old age, disease and death. They can only take one to the arupa, formless realms of existence and enable one to live for a long time. When the lifespan of 60,000 or 84,000 world cycles is ended, death ensues and takes one back to the human realm, where one is subject to old age, disease and death, like others. It can also send one to the 4 apaya nether worlds, They are not a noble Dhamma that can release one from old age, disease, and death. Thus, reflecting, the Bodhisattva gave up these mundane journey states and continued the search on his own for the noble Dhamma that would free one from old age, disease, and death. Giving up solid food and living on a handful of boiled bean soup, he continued his search for the noble Dhamma through modification of the body for 6 years. But he did not find it. Then he gave up this ascetic practice and resumed taking all such food as he should, and thus regained his strength, practicing anapana meditation, observing the in-breath and the out-breath. He attained the 4 Rupa jhana states. On the basis of these jhana states, he further attained other jhana states and the higher spiritual powers. Later on, he came to realize that old age and death are due to rebirth, which in turn is due to desire, clinging, and karma. Desire is caused by Vedana feeling, which is looked upon as pleasurable. If this Vedana is rightly seen as constantly arising and passing away, desire will no longer arise and will come to an end. If desire ends, clinging and pleasure-seeking karma will also come to an end. With the ending of karma, there will be an end of rebirth along with the suffering of old age and death. Realizing all these facts, the Bodhisattva meditated on the rising and passing away of the 5 uparana khanas, groups of clinging, so that there may be no occasion for desire to arise. Uparana khana means the psychophysical phenomena that become apparent every time one sees, hears, smells, tastes, touches, or thinks. In object of seeing, the eye in which arises seeing becomes apparent. The physical object which is seen becomes apparent, and the seeing consciousness also becomes apparent. Along with this consciousness, the feeling of pleasure or non-pleasure at the sight also becomes apparent. The perception sanya of what is seen, the encouragement kirana to see, and the attention manasikara to the sight seen. All these also become apparent. Of these, the eye and the sight constitute Rupa Khana, the aggregate of material qualities. These material qualities are also taken as permanent, pleasing, and as a living atta, substantial entity, and are clung to. Because of this clinging, the eye and the sight are called in Pali as Uparana Khanda. because of a similar attachment. The I consciousness, etc., are also called Vijnana Uparane Khanda, Vedana Uparane Khanda, Sanya Uparane Khanda, and Sankhara Uparane Khanda. In brief, the eye and the sight are rupa, material qualities. The consciousness of sight is nama, mental quality. There are only these two qualities, material and mental. These phenomena arise every time something is seen and at every act of seeing. They arise and pass away now and then. However, if they are not noted at the time of seeing, they will be clung to as a permanent entity. Thus, through this manner of attachment and karmic act to achieve pleasure, rebirth arises. On account of rebirth, the sufferings of old age and death are undergone. If noting is made at every moment of seeing, the arising and passing away of the five upadana khanas will be realized and attachment removed. Thus, karmic act and arising of a new bhava existence will cease, resulting in the cessation of the sufferings of old age, disease, and death. In the same way, if the phenomena that arise at the moment of hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking are not noted, and awareness of the same is not there, new bhavas will arise and the suffering of old age, disease, and death will have to be gone through. If, on the other hand, the psychophysical phenomena that arise are noted and perceived rightly, the coming into being of new bhavas will cease. So also the sufferings of old age, disease, and death. Thus, reflecting on the arising and ceasing of suffering, the Bodhisattva meditated on the arising and passing away of the uparane khanas. In such meditation, he was soon freed from the bondage of aswakilesa, the impurity of the outflows, and became the omniscient Supreme Buddha. So the Buddha preached thus: Tassa Panchasu Uparane Khandesu Uriya Bhayanubhasino Viharado Najira Seva Anuparaya Asvehi Chaitan Vimochi. This, in brief, is how the Buddha himself practiced so as to be free from sufferings of old age, disease, and death, etc., and realize the noblest dhammas of sila, morality, samadhi, concentration, panya, wisdom, and vimukti, deliverance.